Once, there was a man who loved to climb mountains. He decided to climb a particular mountain, and was very confident of his own abilities, that he didn't bother to research or plan the path he would take, to get to the top. He packed up his gear and started the upward trek. About halfway up, he stopped for some food. He stood up and looked over the countryside, and thanked God for all the good things he had, and for giving him the chance to see this beautiful world, from such a height. He tarried a bit longer than he should have. The afternoon sun was setting fast, but he wasn't concerned. Even when the sky started to turn dark and storm clouds started moving in, the man continued on his mission. But soon, the night fell heavy in the heights of the mountain, and the climber got lost and could not see anything. All was black, misty and cold, and the moon and the stars hid behind the clouds. Undaunted, the man continued climbing the mountain. Despite his disorientation and confusion, he thought, God will guide me, God will protect me, and I will reach the top of this mountain. He climbed for hours, not even sure sometimes, if he was moving up, down or sideways. Once, the clouds parted. He thought he saw the peak of the mountain not far ahead of him. But the clouds and the darkness returned, and he lost sight of the summit. He continued climbing in the night and the growing cold, moving more by instinct and what he took to be faith, than by any true knowledge of his path. And then, while reaching out over an outcropping ledge, he slipped and fell into the air, falling at great speed. He could only see black spots as he went down, and the terrible sensation of being sucked by gravity. He kept falling, and in the moments of great fear, it came to his mind all the good and bad episodes of his life. He was thinking about how close death was getting, when all of a sudden, he felt the rope tied to his waist pull him very hard. He stopped falling, and his body hung limp in the air. Only the rope was holding him, and in that moment of stillness he had no other choice but to scream, "Help me, God." All of a sudden a deep voice coming from the sky answered, "What do you want me to do?" The man cried out, "Save me, God." God replied, "Do you really believe I can save you?" "Of course I believe," pleaded the man. "And will you do exactly as I tell you?" the voice asked. "Of course, Lord, whatever you ask of me I will do," replied the man. "Then trust me, and cut the rope tied to your waist, and free yourself from the darkness, and be saved." There was a moment of silence. The man began to weep. He clutched tighter to the rope holding him, and felt the cold and the darkness wrap itself around him. And the voice spoke to him no more. The next morning, the rescue team reported that a climber was found dead and frozen. His hands still clutched the rope, and his face was a mask of agony. He was hanging only 3 feet above the ground. Trust God with whole heart. Because, without God, we lack the eternal perspective in life.